What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, back with another episode, man. We took a little bit of break on YouTube, man. We got the website up and running, got a bunch of great content on there. Got to talk to Quinzel Lockhart, new wide receiver for Alabama State on there. We also have a bunch of recruiting updates on there. So go check that out, thebluebloodspod.com. Let us know what you think. Also, man, we got a lot of great content coming, so stay tuned for some live streams coming up this weekend and early next week. We're going to start our FCS positional rankings, how to get some things worked out there, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But we're headed to Alabama A&M as they landed another big defensive lineman to help that defense going into 2022, where Connell Maynard and this coaching staff are going to look to reclaim that SWAC title that they won back in the spring, and they're looking to get another one here. And defensive line is a position that I think they really, really needed. You look at Daryl Middleton announcing his decommitment. They lost the transfer from Maryland they had at the defensive end spot. So landing former Indiana three-star defensive lineman Jonathan King was a huge addition for this team. And I think he's going to offer immediate just experience, immediate production that they need across the defensive line, really and truly. He's coming in 6'3", 252 out of Tampa, Florida, played down at Tampa Bay Tech in high school. Coming out of high school as a senior, was a first team all county selection, made 60 tackles with 5.5 sacks, had 17 for loss, 9 QB hurries, and a defensive touchdown just in his senior season. When you look at his whole career, over 20 and a half sacks, 44 tackles for loss, 30 QB hurries, 6 fumble recoveries, 2 blocked field goals, and a touchdown. When coming out of high school, he had over 20 offers coming out of Tampa Bay Tech. When you look at from Indiana, Maryland, Middle Tennessee State, Oregon, Florida, Bowling Green, the list goes on and on. His crystal ball had him 50-50 Florida to Indiana. He decides to go play for the Hoosiers, but coming out consensus 3-star, top 750 player in the country, top 45 defensive end, and top 120 player in the loaded state of Florida in the class of 2018. Jonathan King is going to come in and offer just a whole lot to this Alabama A&M front four. I think his quickness off the ball, his ability to get upfield and chase down running backs, chase down quarterbacks, get his hands up, knock down passes, just make the quarterback feel uncomfortable in the pocket is going to be the number one thing. He plays with an aggression on the inside that I really like to see. He played in 7 games his freshman year after redshirting in 2018, also played in 8 games as a sophomore, really kind of fell out of the rotation his junior year in 2021. But I think when you look at this Alabama A&M defense, he's going to be able to offer a whole lot in terms of being able to rotate fresh bodies in as well. I think he's going to challenge for a starting spot. I think at the worst case, man, he can be the number 2 guy at multiple positions along that defensive line. I'm really excited to see what he brings. But just in terms of adding size to what was an undersized defensive line for Alabama A&M is going to be key for him. And also, you see in the highlights, man, he is a special teams monster, man, blocking field goals, blocking punts. He can do it all, extremely athletic. And it goes back to just he can get off the ball so quickly. He's great with his hand placement. And if he can get the offensive lineman off balance, it is a wrap. And I'm really excited to see what Jonathan King can bring to this defense. I think with the size, the physicality, the explosiveness off the ball, he can be an instant impact guy for this Alabama A&M defensive line, which has a lot of question marks, a lot of new faces on that defense, just in terms of the whole defense. I mean, they brought in like 15 defensive backs, multiple linebackers, multiple D linemen. Jonathan King is just going to be another piece in what is a completely rebuilt defense for Connell Maynard. But this was a big pickup. They needed guys who can be playmakers on the defensive line. They had a tough time really getting after the quarterback consistently, also just generating any movement on the defensive line last year. And I think Jonathan King is a guy where you see in the highlights, he plays in the backfield and he is not afraid to go make a play. And I love that about him. And for Indiana, man, he was on two of arguably the best teams in Indiana history where they were top 10 ranked in the country multiple times. He played in over 15 games over those 2 years. This is a guy who knows what it's like to be a part of a winning culture, played under some great coaches. Kane Womack was the defensive coordinator and now the head coach down at South Alabama. He knows what it takes to be great and what it needs and what this program even needs to, or this defense needs to take that step to be a part of a winning tradition. So love the addition of Jonathan King. I'm extremely excited to see what he brings to Alabama A&M. But comment below your thoughts. What can Jonathan King bring to the Alabama A&M defense? What do you think of this transfer? And do you think Alabama A&M can reclaim that SWAC championship that they won in the spring of 2021? Man, comment all that below. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Head over to our website. We broke down another Alabama A&M commitment yesterday. It'll be dropping this afternoon on a huge tight end commitment they landed. So make sure to go check that out as well, thebluebloodspod.com. But until next time, guys, the Blue Bloods are out.